Okay, we're going to do an axonometric of this garden table or small sort of stool or table. And what we have here is on the top, it's 600 mil by 600 mil. It's got a 50 mil thickness here. This overall dimension is 600 mil and this dimension here is 60 mil. So what we have to do when we're drawing isometric is make sure that that top dimension is correct and also the position, the vertical position of this column is correct. So the first thing we would do is drawing everything out at 30 degrees, 30 degrees. We would draw out our plan. Okay, so our overall plan, and it's a good idea to draw this out sort of as a box around the overall object. That's usually a good strategy. And so then what we would do is we draw in our vertical dimensions. So making sure that that's 600 mil there, and then draw in our vertical dimensions. So this piece here is this piece here. So that's at 60 mil. And then we draw our line in here. That's there. That's at 600 mil. Then we draw in our top. That's 50 mil. And then we can draw in the top of our plan. And what we have here is essentially it's a box around our entire object. Okay? So that's a good way to start. Now, the reason we do this is that it's much easier to do this rather than trying to work out the position of the column from the center here. It's also a good idea when you're planning out your drawing just to do some light lines so that you know that your drawing is going to fit on your page. Okay, so then the next thing we would do is we're trying to work out the position of this piece in relation to this piece. So a good place to start is on the plan. We would draw in some light construction lines. So this line here is this position here. So we're going across 200 mil, 200 mil, and then we're going across 50 mil. That's 50 mil there. And then we're going across 100 mil. We're going across 50 mil. Okay, they're all on the plan. That's been given to you. Okay, and then what we would do is we would find its position on this length. Again, that's all given on the plan. So now we know that this point here is equivalent to this point here on our plan, right? And on our elevation, this point here is this point here. Okay, so we're going to draw in that elevation, so that's that 50 mil, and then I'm coming across that 200 mil and then down 50 mil. Okay, so a good way to do this is to try to be as systematic as possible. So 50 mil up, 200 mil across, 50 mil down. That's that 50 mil up, 200 mil across, 50 mil down. Okay, now we want to find that position of this. It's a 100 mil by 100 mil column. Okay, so I'm drawing in the final parts of this. This is all done as construction lines. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the position of this column. So what I've done is I've gone 50 mil across and 50 mil in, exactly the way this is demonstrated here. 50 mil across and 50 mil in. Okay, and then I can draw in my column. That's my column there. Right. So now I have the position of all of the elements. Now, what I would do now is I'd go across all of these and heavy up the lines, and you'd end up with something like that. Just for the purposes of clarity, I'm just going to remove some of these construction lines, some of which we wouldn't be actually drawing. So in particular, the dimensions you wouldn't be drawing. You would be drawing like that initial sort of plan line. So that's what you're going to end up with at the end you'll have construction lines going down here like that grid. Leave those in. They're left in as something that's very light. They usually make the drawing look really good if they're nice and light, and then you're just going to heavy that up. And you tend to heavy up lines that are closer to you. So these lines on the top would be the heaviest, and then the column would be a bit lighter, and then the plan objects would be a bit heavier again. Okay.